What's up, guys, and welcome to the very first quarantine watch list. I am Dre,
Woohoo!
and I'm here with,
Nuno, hi.
and today we're going to talk about my favorite TV show of all time.
Well, all time.
Nuno, tell us, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about Amazon Prime's Tales from the Loop.
What do you do?
When someone says something's impossible, I prove it's possible.
It explores mind-bending adventures of people who live above the loop, where anything that wasn't possible is possible. And mind-blown explosion.
Everything is possible in the loop.
The interesting fact is that the Tales from the Loop is based on paintings by this Swedish artist, Simon Stalenhag. I hope.
Nice. A round of applause. Yes, you
Hopefully I
did
didn't
not
botch
butcher
it, all right?
the
Hopefully I
name.
didn't botch
Oh
it,
my
all right?
goodness, I'm so proud of you.
So basically, he does paintings of retro futuristic, of the Swedish countryside, and check out the paintings. It's beautiful.
It is very, and it's crazy to when I read about or when you told me about this, I was kind of blown away because up to this point, I had never, from my knowledge, I had never known of a movie or TV show that was solely inspired on a concept art book, which is pretty unique. So, all right, let's jump right in on our thoughts about Tales from the Loop. Nuno, what is one thing that worked for you in this show?
One thing that worked for me was the balance of the characters in the forefront and the futuristic loop in the background as like a secondary character. You learn more about the characters, but like I said, you know what's kind of going on with the loop in the background. They're in
Don't
sync
lie to them, Nuno. You don't know anything that's going on in the loop. Don't lie to our viewers.
but like I said, they're in sync. It's kind of like you see a car, you see these big robots, and it's kind of like, okay, I can I can get into it. I'm not like overload of like this is futuristic, but it's kind of like
not
it's
there
there
at the expense of the story or the characters.
And the loop serves a purpose to what the characters are doing in their journey that they're going through.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that worked for me was the fact that Tales from the Loop, just to put it simply, Tales from the Loop respects its audience. Yeah. And what I mean by that is that it doesn't try to hold your hand throughout the whole show and point to you. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. Yeah. Oh, look, this is why this is happening. Oh, look, this is the answer to the question that we raised in episode 1. It's a show that really respects the audience and expects the audience to be answering the questions that the show is raising on their own, which I really enjoyed that. It's a very vague show. It's a show that really makes you think about it's a show that really makes you think about existential.
Yes.
Man, I'm not going to cut this because people need to know that sometimes words just don't work for me. It's a show that, it makes you ponder on some existential questions.
Yeah, it doesn't force feed you all the information. Yeah. It doesn't
Let's be honest. It doesn't feed any information. Yeah. It's so barren. There's like barely any information.
You got like a little pea. You got like a little pea there. Yeah. It doesn't give you also that overload of nostalgia everywhere.
Now, obviously, we're big fans of the show, but we can't be biased. And Nuno, tell me something that did not work for you in Tales from the Loop.
Things that didn't work out was, depending on the episodes, I kind of could predict of what was kind of like was going to happen, and when it did happen,
Really?
I'm like, yeah, I was like, yeah, yeah, that happened. I'm like in
I
my
guess
mind,
I'm just I guess I'm just dumb because I couldn't see anything happening. I was like,
maybe
wow.
maybe you're just too impressed of everything. Like, oh my god. Like I said, some episodes were a little bit predictable. I had maybe one issue with the whole loop thing, but like I said,
Okay.
it didn't detract me from my overall experiencing. I love the show, and it's one, like you said, it's one like the best sci-fi shows I've ever seen.
Cool. I think for me, the thing that didn't work for me at all was the acting in the first episode, and some of the episodes just wasn't on par to the level of
Quality?
I think the acting, the acting was just wasn't on the level of quality that the show is supposed to be in, and I think that's probably one of the things that didn't work for me the most.
Yeah,
And
like I said,
and I think episode 6, when the guy goes to the alternate dimension, I thought that episode just didn't make too much sense into the bigger story.
the police officer. Okay.
Yeah,
Or
the security officer.
Yeah.
That didn't really work for me.
Yeah, to me, I thought like the first episode, it like usually pilot episodes for new shows, the first episode doesn't quite grip you, but then
And that one was a little cheesy.
yeah, but then when you go on to like episode 2, 3, it gets really good. I thought the child actors were pretty decent in the first episode, but I just thought the overall story of that first episode wasn't that gripping. You know, I was like,
It almost felt like it was a bucket of cold water to the kind of show that this was going to be. It's like I wasn't ready for such a weird show that doesn't give you a lot of answers, and it was like a bucket of cold water just thrown at me, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for this. So Nuno, what do you rate it?
I rate it oh man, it's a tough one.
It's tough to rate TV shows.
Yeah, it is. I rate it 4.5 out of 5.
4.5 out of 5. Okay.
Yeah.
I think for me, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Now, let's move on into the last segment of this, which is our takeaways. So what was the one takeaway that you had from the show?
One takeaway was to love your family. Never, the whole season was just about, having family by your side, what it means to have family, even with all your problems that you're going through, what the family problems are going through, and it's just like you have to stick together, no matter what. You want to preserve, your legacy.
Yeah, and it's interesting because, to be honest, I didn't get that at all from the show. But now that you're telling me this, it actually does make a lot of sense. I guess what I would say that my biggest takeaway from the show would be, it can be resumed in one sentence that appears throughout the show, and it's in the blink of an eye. And I guess my biggest takeaway is that life flashes by in the blink of an eye. This one sentence made me really think about, made me question, am I spending my time the best way possible?
Don't take your life for granted.
Exactly. Don't take the people that you love for granted. Am I spending too much time in my work and not enjoying the moments with my family that I'm supposed to enjoy? Because at the end of the day, no matter how much I might love my work, no matter how much I might be passionate about my work, nothing should replace family. Nothing should replace time with the ones that you love. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I guess I did kind of come to the same conclusion that you did. I don't know. I went about the different way.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I always think about that, our relationship with time. And I guess that's what Tales from the Loop is trying to talk about, trying to show us, is our relationship with time and how time has passed and how we spend our time and how our life flashes in the blink of an eye. And in a moment, everyone that we love is around us. Everything is perfect. And then in the next moment, things can change in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
So I guess that is what I got it from it.
Yeah, like what all these millennials are saying now, YOLO. you know.
No. We haven't said that in such a long time. Jesus, come on, bro. You're on Twitter. You should know that people don't say YOLO anymore. What are you doing, dude?
All right, yo, that was like I don't know, 2014, I think.
I don't know, bro. Yeah, that was way pre 2014. I think I was in college. It was probably like 2011, 2012. So, Nuno, in summary, who is this show for?
The science fiction people. Great thinkers. And if you like great TV.
Wait, did you just call me great thinkers? Thank you, Nuno. Thank you. I'm a great thinker.
Yeah.
See, Mom? See? I'm a great thinker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the show, I would add, the only thing that I would add is that it's also for people that like vague shows that don't give them answers. So for sure, that has to be in there. This show is not for people that don't like sci-fi, people that like to have answers, or people that like to have the questions that the show raises answered either within the episode or within the season. That is not gonna happen. And I guess the show is also not for people that don't like the whole alternate future kind of thing. Yeah, people that don't like sci-fi. I guess that's what I'm saying. So don't watch it. So Nuno, that was our first episode of Quarantine Watch List. A round of applause. Yes, we did it. We did it. Hey, oh my God, he just dabbed. Oh, Jesus Christ. Guys, thank you so much for bearing with us. We're still figuring this thing out. This is actually the second time that we recorded. The first time was like 35 minutes long, and I told Nuno, there's no way that I'm gonna edit this. But yeah, thank you so much for bearing with us.
Tell us what movie or show we should watch next, and we'll be back soon.
We already have on the schedule. Next week, we'll be back with our movie news roundup, and we'll be discussing the Netflix movie
Extraction,
which Nuno already watched. I have not watched. Nuno, no spoilers on what you think about it.
No worries.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
All right, see you next week, guys.